By the time the Beatles split, tensions were high. The recording of the White Album, 1968, was tumultuous, causing Ringo Starr to leave temporarily. The conflict continued during the Let It Be, 1969, sessions, then called Get Back. George Harrison also briefly quit, frustrated with his role and the tense atmosphere. On September 20th, 1969, John Lennon announced he wanted a divorce from the band, marking the beginning of the end. Following this, Paul McCartney focused on his solo album, McCartney. In April 1970, he officially announced his departure, confirming the Beatles breakup. Their final album, Let It Be, was released in May 1970, featuring recordings from 1968 to 1970. Its release intensified disputes between Paul, John, George and Ringo. Tensions had already risen over their new manager, Alan Klein, whom Paul opposed. The conflict escalated when McCartney was set to clash with Let It Be's release. Ringo delivered a letter from John and George asking Paul to delay his album, but Paul refused and threw Ringo out. Their strained relationship did not improve. In December 1970, Paul filed a lawsuit to dissolve the Beatles' contract and won in March 1971. Paul and John's relationship remained difficult, with John later criticizing Paul's songwriting, including Sgt. Pepper's 1967. Their early solo music reflected their lingering tensions.